Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a package to unbox for you. Again, desktop style, just didn't have time to set everything up. And you know what? I don't think people really care all that much if they get to see the knife more. Anyway, unboxing knife, Kvist Blade Works Variant PE. It's the loaner from Stafford's EDC, Casual EDC on YouTube. Shout out to Corey. I'm going to get into this. This is from Knife Nerdery, and I believe he's returning my Oz Roosevelt, which is awesome. And then he's also loaning me a couple of very expensive, very cool knives. I'm probably going to have to open this off camera real quick just to make sure. It's just huge. I'm going to hit the... Well, let's see. All right, we can get into it. Oh, man. Lots of penis. God damn it, Kevin. His name's Kevin, by the way. Go check out Knife Nerdery. The man, I just love him. I don't know what it is. But I would consider him a friend at this point. And he's just an awesome dude. So he was not kidding. He said he put a lot of penis in here for me. And he did. There is tons of penis. So let me just shut this up. Oh, don't want to forget this. Actually, this is cool because I was out of... Hold on, let me get this stuff out of the way. I was out of sort of your packing material type stuff, you know? So this is nice. Yeah, we got expensive knives here, guys. Let's real quick check on the Rosie. Oh, she is home. Oh, my goodness. No blade play. Oh, hello. Hello, Rosie. How have you been, my dear? Yeah, only gripe on this knife. I wish it was more drop shut. That's it. Left-handed, she fires out pretty well. I did find out that the new ones, maybe I would like a new one better just because I can actually hold the lock bar anywhere I want. And oh, okay. What's going on? Did something change? Now I can fire it from anywhere? What? Kevin, did you fix my knife? Did you make this knife better? Oh, I don't know what's going on now. Now I'm confused. Maybe I just had to flick it hard enough. Anyway, I did not mean he did anything to my knife. That was a joke. This thing is absolutely fucking gorgeous, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Yeah, it's an absolute just stunner of a knife. And it's mine. It's mine. Sorry, I'm a child. This is number, where the hell is it? Where is it? Number 158. Coming in hot, baby. All right. Then there should be some bearings under here. I sent him a bunch of bearings to check out. So he did keep a couple, which is awesome. That's what I wanted him to do. I have 3/16 bearings. I have 1/4-inch bearings of all kinds. And the taco bearings are in there. So that's perfect. Put this aside and shut the Rosie box. All right. So that's... Oh. So that's going into my knife box case thing. And I think I'm probably going to hang on to this a little bit before I send it out again. So sorry to anybody who wanted to check it out. Man, I looked over there and I was like, is that the pivot? Oh my goodness. It's just, guys, there's just something about the detent system on this. It uses 2 detent balls instead of 1. And it actually acts as the lockup. It's just an interesting knife. And cool thing is, I'm getting a custom version of this knife and it actually uses the same system. So I'm really excited to see how that feels. So anyway, let's just set this up here so you can stare at it and ogle it. Let's check this out. This is Polish Custom Knives, and it's a Herman knife. And I believe this is called the Sting. So he does have another one called the Vespertilio. And that one, I think he said there might be an issue with the D10 or something. So he wanted me to try this one, I think. I don't know. Or this is the bigger one. I can't remember. But look at this thing. Absolutely gorgeous. Not quite that gorgeous, but it's nice. Look at that starburst pattern. Sexy. It's got some cool shit going on. Looks like the screws are seated from the inside. No. 1, 2, 1, 2. Where's the third one? The clip screw go through? Maybe that one clip screw goes all the way through. But there's 2 there and no screws. So they must be in there. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. This is interesting. Yeah, there's 2 screws in there, and that's where those are. I kind of like when companies do that. Depends on the situation. Like, I love how my Trevor Burger is. See these 2 screws? They go through the backspacer, and then bang. There they are again. So I really like when companies do that in circumstances. I don't know if I love it on this. You know, you just have these little nubbins here instead of screws. I don't know. It works. Of course, you have this clip with an excellent landing pad. Look at that. Good retention. Very long clip. That's interesting. And look at that cut under there. They really are making sure you have good clearance in your pocket. Excellent pivot machining. Look at that. Holy cow. That is very nice. Very, very nice. I like the finish work up here. Herman knives are expensive, guys. Nice landing pad for your finger. I actually saw a lefty one on Reddit yesterday. It's like $1,300 a guy wanted for a lefty. Dead nuts centered, I would hope so. Really interesting backspacer design. Let me zoom in on that, actually. Look at that. What is going on there? Why is it like turns into a Phillips head? That is super weird. Very, very nicely machined right here. I mean, yeah, I can't even feel that. But then it turns into this weird thing. That is super strange to me. I don't know if there's a reason for that or what. You got some internal milling in there. All right, let's flick it open, and then we can talk about the blade. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, Kevin. All right. Herman, of course. So this one has a stonewash finish, which is, I think Kevin prefers a stonewash finish. It's in M390. Let me wipe this blade off a little bit. He must have just maintenanced it because there's some oil coming out of there. Yeah, pretty nice. There's this little mark on there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's not rust, right? I think it's just normal stuff. It's kind of related to the stonewash. All right, let's zoom back out and check the action. You have a liner lock. Nice. Very early lockup, but it doesn't bother me if it's solid, which it is. Okay. It's not a dropper, but it is extremely smooth. I could see why somebody would be very into this and be addicted to this feeling. This flipper tab is pokey. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a pokey sumbitch. So, you know, doing a push button does work. Just give me 1 sec. Okay, sorry. So you can push button this. You can light switch it. It's sort of a light button that you're doing. Detent is dialed perfectly. You cannot fail this, but yet it's not too stiff. That's my problem with the Holt haptic. So this knife has a very, very Holt feel to it in the detent and the way it opens. And I don't know if that's because it's riding on the same kind of nub No, it looks like a traditional detent ball. It even looks like a steel one, to be honest. So maybe the detent, the way the Holts do it, could have something to do with the way they... Well, I don't know. They have frame locks, but the haptics, anyway, are on a liner lock like this. And this just sounds exactly like a haptic. Just has that click open and then click when it locks up. Gives it a reverberation. You can hear it when it does this. That's what you're hearing in that sound, but it's happening a lot faster. Very interesting. I really like it. Acoustically, definitely an awesome knife. Ergos are money. I mean, it fits my hand perfectly. I have a large glove-sized hand. Just perfectly melts in. You don't have a choil, but that's okay. I mean, it's awesome anyway. Spine is clean. It's not crowned or anything, but it's also doesn't have a bunch of jimping. Nice tip on there. Doesn't look too dainty, but definitely not robust. That backspacer really throws me off. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe Kevin could tell us. Let's take a look inside. We have a lot of milling in there. It is a lightweight knife. Yeah, a lot of milling on both sides. You can see where the liner is attached. Again, that is where those screws come from. Lockup is solid for sure. Again, I don't know if you can see a detent ball, but it looks steel to me. Can we tell what bearings it's on? No, it's kind of hidden in there. I feel a little bit of lock stick occasionally, but I see oil on the lock bar there. Let me see if I can get a cloth down there and just clean that out. It's like every once in a while I flick it and I feel a little bit of stick, but I think that's just oil. And that'll probably take care of it. But yeah, the closing action, it's not drop shut, right? Like I would prefer, like the haptic, for example. But man, I can understand why people love this knife, because it just really has a smooth feel in the pivot. And it's just sort of an effortless glide down. Yeah, you almost feel nothing. It's almost frictionless in here. Not quite as on air as my burger, but I mean, it is close. It is very smooth. And definitely more drop shut than the burger is. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but might as well pull it out to show you here again. Right from here down, it's, well, no, it's almost the same, actually. Very smooth, just gentle gliding. This does seem to drop a little bit faster than this guy does. But, I mean, it's, you know, apples to oranges, sort of. But, yeah, I mean, I really like this thing. The only things I would say, again, is this is a little bit pokey. But luckily, unlike a whole haptic, it's not too strong, the detent. It's dialed perfectly, so I don't think it would start to hurt after a while the way a haptic does. At least for me. That's what happens to me with the haptic. This, I just could do all day, I think, because it's so dialed. And I like the flipper tab. You know, a little pokey, but you get really good traction on it, and you can really get a lot of positive engagement with it. Feels amazing, honestly. Yeah, I really like this thing. One other thing I noticed is if I fidget with it left-handed, I do feel the bottom of this in my palm a bit. It's not like it hurts or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's just a little bit something I noticed, but it's not like a hot spot or anything like that. So I'm excited to check this out. This is the Herman Sting, I believe. And again, I saw one of these left-handed on Reddit. So they do make these left-handed. I believe Herman knives are only available on PolishCustomKnives.com, which is interesting. So let me put that down. Oh, here. That's pretty cool. So it says Polish Custom Knives. And then Herman knives on this side. That's awesome. Was there a COA in here or anything? No. Okay. I think he said he didn't put it in because it's too big and he doesn't want to bend it and, you know, mess with it or whatever. So we'll leave that guy out. Oh, my goodness. All right. Next up, Brown knife. So you guys know Craig Brown. I had the, oh my God, I can't remember the name of it now. The Cortex version 2, which does not have the hole, and it's not a bolster lock. This is a bolster lock and has the hole. So I'm just interested to see if, is there any like COA? Yeah, here. There's a brown sticker, and then here's the COA. Cortex CPM 154, titanium handles, lock bar material is 416, I think. Stainless steel, serial number 37, Craig Brown. Cool. So this might be the 37th knife he ever made in the Cortex. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I had one of these. You guys may remember it was very bougie. It was full titanium with a really cool milling pattern. I ended up selling it to Jake, Bearded Gear. And, oh, yeah, that's already just so much better. I can just kind of put my finger wherever I want. Obviously not right here, but in other places I can put my finger. I feel like the lock bar on the version 2 was just like all the way down the handle. Like, I don't know. It just did not feel fantastic. Even right-handed, I would lock it up. This is much better because you can put your hand down here. I don't know why he ever went to a frame lock. He should even improve this a little bit. He could definitely maybe take a little bit more off here and make it even better. But this works fantastically. Is there any play? Because it's dropping. Nope, it's a rock. Yeah, that's how mine was. Just absolutely some of the best closing action in the game on these knives. Now, there is obviously a cut through. So you could flick this, and if you're left-handed... Let's just see. Yes! So now I want one again, because now I can flick it, right? This is a game changer for a knife like this. You know, right-handed. Yeah, just money. Can you thumb flick it? Why did he get rid of the hole? I don't understand. Is it ugly or something? Because this is just so much better, man. Oh, my Lord. And, you know, this knife was pretty good in hand for me. You kind of have a choil right here so you can choke up like this and use it. It's a little bit skinny, obviously, but I've been getting into some skinnier knives. It just feels super long, right? I think it's a 3.5-inch blade. We can get out the old 3.5-inch measuring tape here. There's the axon. Pretty much dead on. It might be slightly shorter than that, but I think it's 3.5, we'll call it. Yeah, this is amazing. This is so much better. The D10 on this feels a little lighter than the one I had, but not like in a bad way. Can you? There you go. You can whip it out, but I had to wrist it to sort of flick it out, right? But if I just throw it, like it's not, yeah. I mean, I'm really trying, right? Yeah, that feels good, man, because on the one I had, it hurt. Like, I would lock it up so much that I'd be pulling on this, and then it would hurt. And I don't know. I'm not very good at this top flipper thing because I tend to put my finger on the end right where it's pokey, and I don't know why he made that pokey right there. I tend to put my finger there, and that's where I drag down. Whereas Kevin was telling me he comes over the top like this and pulls it. I just don't get a good grip like that. I guess like that would work. But if you're not occasionally, you know, locking it up by putting your thumb in the wrong place, it's not really that big of a deal because it's the D10's fairly light, so you don't feel that poke as much. But I was locking it up all the time on the one I had and then dragging through this thing, and it hurts, you know. Still probably not my favorite, you know, knife in the world or anything, but this is 10,000 times better just for that. I mean, the fact that I can reverse flick it almost in any position I want feels amazing. It just is, yeah. It's just dumb that that he got rid of that. I'm utterly confused. Maybe he just doesn't care about flicking. But you took away a whole deployment method. You could flick the version 2, but it was damn near impossible. I fought really hard to get it to work, and it finally did. Again, ergos are pretty good. This clip sticks up a little bit, but I don't, maybe a little bit right-handed, but it's not bad. That action, though, is just excellent. So this is a fantastic knife. We could zoom in and check some details. Really cool fat carbon, I guess this is. I thought it was just, or maybe it's marble, but it kind of looks like fat carbon, but just a plain one without any crazy colors. That looks really good. Very nice milling. I mean, man, when you get into these high-end customs like, you know, Grimsmo and Holt and Brown and Oz and Herman, it's just these milling patterns are just beyond fascinating. I mean, it's so nice to have that look on your knife. Nice stonewash, of course. Kevin obviously is a stonewash fan. You got a pretty good edge on there. You got pretty thin stock to begin with, right? Nice Craig Brown logo. I like his little arrow thing going on the clip as well. Very muted. I like the clip. I thought it worked really well on the one I had. Very nice. Dead nut centered. Line that up. You have really cool jimping the way he does it up on the top there. Lock up. Let's see. Oh, pretty early, but I mean, it's not like it's going to be an issue or anything. And that action is just phenomenal. So we have 3 knives here that are just absolutely stunning. Absolutely winners in my book. You know, first impressions, obviously, but out of the gate, I would obviously take the Roosevelt. I love my Roosevelt. It's probably the cheapest one on the table, too. But it has the hole for deployment that's dialed in for that. This one's actually pretty good, but obviously the D10 is made for this. So it's a little bit light. You can, you know, but it works really well. I'm impressed with this guy right here. I thought I was probably going to just hate it like I did the other one. This knife is, yeah, I get it now. Now I know why everybody's raving about Herman's. Kind of makes me want to get a lefty, but, you know, flipper only is just not for me long term anyway. But that feels amazing. It really does. This D10 is absolutely dialed in. I really like it. I think he said the one on the Vespertilio was a bit lighter, or no, stronger, which I don't know if I would want that. Like, this is just dialed in perfectly for me anyway. So yeah, anyway, that's the Herman Knives Sting, the Cortex version 1. I don't know what I said earlier. Cortex version 1, and of course, my Oz Roosevelt. So, I love you guys. Thanks for checking out these knives. I'll be doing full reviews on these 2 right here. I've done enough on the Rosie, but I'm sure you'll see it again. I love you all. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you again to Kevin for being very, very generous with his knives and letting me check these out. These are very expensive, and he's letting me check them out, so I really appreciate that, man. We both kind of nerd out on the same things, but just in a different way. It's kind of fascinating to me how we sort of think alike, but in the strangest of ways. He's very intellectual and very engineering focused and understands all that, where I'm kind of a feel guy. I'm like, yeah, it feels, you know, and then he can explain the mechanics behind it. I'm like, okay, sweet. So yeah, thank you, Kevin. Love you, man. All right, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.